Hey everybody, I'm back. This is Making is the Point. My name is Mary, and this is a knitting podcast, but also maybe spinning and some sewing and other crafty stuff I get myself into. So thanks for coming back. Thanks for people who subscribed. All 40 of you. I see you. I love you. Um, yeah, this has been fun to connect with people and have an outlet for all my craftiness. So today I am wearing the Paul Klee sweater by Midori Hirose, and I used Kelbourne Woolens Camper. The colors are in my Ravelry. There's a lot of them, so I won't go through that whole rigmarole. But I love this thing. I'm pretty proud of it because it fits really well, and I did a lot of adjusting thanks to a class with Allison Dijkhuizen. Let me talk a bit about this tour de force. A lot of the class we talked about color theory, which was really cool because, as hopefully you can see, I wanted the stripes to go this way visually versus this way. I mean, they kind of go this way as well, but I wanted it more this way. So we did a lot of talking about value and messing around with different values, including taking photos in black and white so you could see which were standing out. I thought that was really helpful. And then let's see if I can get closer. Like at the bottom here, I wanted it to fade into the main color. So I did this one row of the brown with the main color and then this whatever raspberry-ish with the main color. So I liked how that blended in a little bit more. So in the class, we used the charts from the pattern, but then sort of just adjusted based on our size, our preferred size. So that was cool to be able to just figure out increases in the yoke based on whatever we needed. And then the sleeves, I did my signature 3/4 sleeve. I mean, I don't always do it, but I do it a lot. So 3/4 sleeve, it's slightly balloon, meaning I didn't really decrease until right before the ribbing at the bottom. And there's a couple reasons I tend to like the 3/4 sleeves for sweaters, especially like with this one. This is so busy right here. So I just felt like a little less sleeves sort of simplified it, and I didn't want it to be too crazy all over the place. So let me straighten this guy out again. And then just for practicality, sometimes it's just enough wool at that point. I'm inside, the heat's on. I don't need it to be super, super warm. The camper is nice. It's very soft. Ooh, crazy hair. I'm just totally that kooky lady who makes wild sweaters and has her hair everywhere. So anyway, the camper is nice. It's soft to the skin, but I don't know, just with the color work and layering, I just didn't need all that wool everywhere. So I tend to go for 3/4 length sleeves a lot. So yeah, I have it on my Ravelry. Again, if you want to see the colors, and I am going to go get an FO and fix my hair. Okay. Costume change. My FO just made me take my hair down entirely. So this is the Callisto Hat by Tommy Knits, and it's knit in Kelbourne Woolens Germantown DK, which it's part of Kelbourne's Year of Hats, 2026 Year of Hats. So I used the recommended yarn for it in orange. So I love this thing. I was traveling last week, and this was my travel knit. I basically did most of it on the plane ride to and from Costa Rica, which was amazing. That's a different story. So yeah, I love this thing. It's let me see if I can show it more closely. See these guys, these X's and O's. Okay, I'll reveal my crazy hair. The X's and O's, which is really cool, and then the decreases I love. I mean, it is so genius the way Tommy Knits did these decreases. I did wind up doing a little bit of a adjustment on it because even as is, you can see it's kind of long, but that's okay. I don't mind that. It was really long. Like I was running out of yarn, just following the pattern, but I was running out of yarn, and I was on the plane. My boyfriend was like, "That seems really long," and I'm like, "Jan, what do you know about knitting patterns?" And then he was totally right. So I since I was running out of yarn anyway, I pulled out, I was at the decreases, I pulled out a bunch, and I just did one less row of the X's and O's and then did the decreases from there. That required doing a little bit of adjusting the start because the pattern started the decreases on an X and now I was at an O, so I had to monkey with that. But that was easy enough. And yeah, I'm happy with it. I feel like it kind of needs a pom-pom, but I don't have any more yarn, so I'm just going to let it live like this right now. So yeah, totally recommend this hat and this yarn. It's great. Okay, checking back in with slightly more under control hair and my works in progress. So let's just start back in with our friend, the Doodle sweater. So again, this was from a direct your own doodle class where we picked a movie and then created doodles for that movie. And I picked Pee-wee's Big Adventure, obviously. And this is what I have so far. So I got myself out of Texas and I am about halfway through Large Marge. You know, it's more of a, she's Large Marge from her love. Oh God. Can you tell I went to Sunday school? No, you can tell it from the context clues. So yeah, but then her mouth will be giant. It's really, it's the essence of Large Marge. So I have about 6 more rows of her, and then we'll see. I think there's snakes coming up next. So that's that. And again, I'm probably going to take this collar off and move the dino to the bottom. So yeah, this will be nice and ready for spring, hopefully, because it's a pretty springy number. Really, you can wear it anywhere. Just take it from the bedroom to the boardroom, really. So yeah, it's super wearable and really fun. This again is made out of, what's the thing that everyone uses for everything? Knitting for Olive, Merino. Great colors, nice and light, squishy. Nothing to complain about there. Now, I know you're all wondering, did she start the sock? Yeah, she did. She sure did. And let me tell you about it. It's been a journey. It's been a fascinating journey. Again, this is Dye Mad Yarns, Chester sock. Color is Fuck Ice. Nothing wrong with that. So she's looking good, right? She looks like a sock. Fuck ice, everyone, with every stitch. Fuck 'em. So I'm doing the vanilla sock pattern with my own little flair. I just decided to keep it short. Kind of like socks like that. I don't want them to fall down my leg. So the journey comes in because this is the second time. I got a little bit farther than I did the first time. But I got to decreasing for the gusset. And I was like, this freaking thing is too big. So this is my vibe. If I get an inkling that I might hate it, I just rip it out before I can overthink it. So I was like, I think it might be too big. I took the needle out and just started pulling. And then no regrets. So yeah, it was too big. I started with 64 stitches. And then I decided to do 56 instead. And she's much better. I tried her on. Seems great. I feel like the heel, it was seeming kind of short, my little heel bit, but I tried it on. I guess it's okay. In the future, I might do this a little bit longer. What cracks me up is I went on Reddit. You'll see a theme. I like to go on Reddit for everything. And just to see about, I'm a loose knitter and I use a size 0. So really, how small can I get with this? And then you have the people that are like, you just need to learn to, I didn't post the question. I was looking at other ones. You just need to learn to knit more tightly. Insert graphic hand motion here is what I have to say to that. Because what the hell kind of advice is that? Maybe you need to chill out and knit more loosely, and then you won't be on Reddit giving totally useless information. other people were like 56 stitches, size 0, maybe you'll be okay. And I was. So it was a success story after all. I think I'm going to like this little cutie patoots. Read it. You take the good, you take the bad. Okay. Other whip is the book club. Sari Nordlund. Again, I'm doing yet another class with Allison Dijkhuizen, and I love this thing. I'm going to love wearing it. I love knitting it. The pattern is so, so fun. Sari Nordlund is a master of a cable pattern that is just a damn delight. I'm using Forge, Hudson and West Forge, which is out of print or whatever you call circulation, which is very sad, but this is the color camel. So yeah, as you can see, I joined for the sleeves. And again, this is why I take the class, because I just want to be able to fit this thing to my exact measurements and not have to think too hard, just a little hard. So Allison comes up with these cool spreadsheets and helps us figure it all out. So this got a little tricky, which I think is fun. I like a little bit of tricksters because, for example, I wanted my sleeve to be 14 inches. You can't with this pattern just do 7 in the front, 7 in the back, because as you can see, the shoulder seam winds up going a little bit into the back, and you really don't know until you get some mileage here where it's going to lay. So you got to do a little bit, lay it flat, determine where it is, and then measure from there. And then it's a fun game of getting to the exact 7-inch point at the same row in the back and the front. But then when you get there, it's like you stuck the last piece in a 1,000-piece puzzle. It's so exciting. So that's where I got, and now it's just body, body, body for quite a while. Probably, I don't know, 10 inches or so. I literally only have like one row after the join, so kind of like a 13-inch gal for sweaters, you freaking people. 13-inch gal. So I don't mind a decent amount of ribbing. I don't love doing ribbing, but I love it more than having skimpy ribbing. I'm not afraid to say I'm not a fan of skimpy ribbing. So yeah, that's where we're at with this. I'm really going to enjoy wearing it, and I love knitting it. So this is a win-win process and product. Couldn't remember any words. Let's scooch over for my last whip that I'd like to discuss with y'all. And this is a class I'm taking with Laura McDougall Long. And it's the Inge by Lenit. Ooh la la. Okay, so I just, right now, for the money shot, only have a swatch because I haven't gotten to this in my actual knitting yet. But how cute is this? So let me discuss. I am using Derirum Natura. Is that what it's called? In natural. That's the main color. It's soft as a pillow full of clouds and feathers. And then this is Utopia, EWE. We love a pun involving sheep. Utopia. Let me check the color. It's something about heather. I don't know. Sunset heather. I don't know. I can't remember. I'll put it in the notes. And then this is Fonty in teal heather. So if you're a real know-it-all with yarn, you're going to be like, lady, why are you using worsted for this background and DK for the contrast? Well, it's because I like all the yarns and I don't think about stuff like that. So sometimes it's not great, but this time it worked great. I love the fabric. So that's what I tend to do. I pick yarns that seem to vibe with each other. I do a swatch, and then if I like the fabric, I like the fabric. And then gauge, I get my own gauge. I I don't worry about the gauge in the pattern. Get your own gauge, everybody. So that's what happened here. And speaking of my gauge with this, it was my second swatch because the first one, Exhibit B, was this, which that's cute. I love the gray. Who doesn't love gray? But the little crosses were not popping enough for my liking. And it was feeling too drapey for me. So this gray is Utopia as well. I will for shizzles use it for something else because it's beautiful, but not for this one. Because as we were discussing in class, the vibe I and many others in class are going for is more ice fishing chalet. And this is what this is giving to me. A little warmer. I don't know, better fabric. Better to knit along when you watch the Olympics. So yeah, so far I just have cast on. Haven't even gotten to the color yet. I need to switch to a longer needle. Have to find the needle. You know, that's a whole thing. But I think I'm just one row away from starting the color bit. So that'll be exciting. And while we're here, you're like, what's that gorgeous blue bag you have? I made this a couple years ago. Falling microphones. So I made this a couple years ago. It was the Naito Bucket Bag by Clumhouse, Naito, not the North American Trade Organization, because I'll spare you my hilarious political commentary. So anyway, isn't that color awesome? It was a kit, and it was pretty great to follow. This is what I like to do. Instead of buying an expensive project bag, I like to spend maybe even more money and make it myself with a kit. This was not cheap, but no regrets because it was really fun to make. And I mean, it's an awesome bag because this little handly bit, you know, it becomes, and then there's this guy. I mean, come on. That's cute. So I got my Inge in there and she loves it. While I'm talking about bags I made, it's my little purse I've been using, but I think you can use it for project bag. You know, why not? I made this one recently using a noodle house pattern. Those I recommend. I also made their Sandhill sling. Super fun, and there's tutorial videos on YouTube that are super helpful. She goes through play-by-plays of a lot of her patterns. So the Sandhill sling, I just watched the videos and barely looked at the pattern. And the fabric, this I got at a little fabric store. I was in Oregon in the fall. And yeah, there just happened to be a fabric store next to the place we were staying in Cannon Beach, which was super weird. I got the pattern, the fabric. It's great. So I love this. Bags, you guys. Fun. Okay, next up is my spinning adventures as of late. And I am working with the Nest Fibers Valentine's Advent. So I got that a while ago and then forgot I got it. And it came in the mail. And then that was very exciting. So it was 14 days of little packages that were delightfully wrapped up. And I just opened them all at once. I was going out of town, so that was part of the reason. But also, I love a spoiler. So Andrea Mowry did a great overview of what she did with hers last year, I think, on her latest episode. And she had done this amazing combo spin with all of them. And it was this gorgeous, massive skein of yarn. Combo spinning is above my skill set at the moment. One day I'll get there. But for now, I'm just spinning each one normal, whatever draft, short draft I do. I don't have words. I just have vibes. So that's what I'm doing. So far, I've just done 2 of them. They're just 1 ounces. So I can, you know, my goal is to kind of like maybe do 1 a day for a couple weeks. So far I have this guy, which, I mean, that's pretty princess, isn't she? And then this, that was a merino. And then this was a PFK, is that right? Silk blend. It was really pretty. Those are not necessarily my go-to colors, but it's really pretty. And the yarn itself was, I mean, it was just the fluffiest fluffs going in there. And then I just started, oh, you can see my little spinner. Daedalus Sparrow. Can we see what's on her right now? It's kind of similar to the first one. This is a Cormo. I mean, really fun. So you go from this fluff to this. Isn't that fun? So yeah, that's a fun thing. And then this is my organization of them. I mean, there's so much going on in there. 11 more to go. So that's my next project for spinning, which is very fun. And then later today, although it's going to be 60 degrees in Chicago today, so I'm going to go outside and do stuff, but I want to start making the Fran PJs. And I'm using this. You guys, it's cereal bowls and they're PJs. Get it? It's like morning times, good times. It's great. So I did write this down. I know it. I got this at Tailorbird Fabrics, which if you're in Chicago, you got to check it out. Lincoln Square. They are relatively new in the neighborhood, and I love them so much. They have great stuff, great fabric. They're super nice people, and yeah, I love it. So I got it there, and it is Ruby Star Society Egg and Friends by Kimberly Kite, and this is called Flying Cereal. It's pretty aptly named. Yeah, so that's what I got going on. What else? TV wise, I mean, Olympics. What else is there to do but watch the Olympics? And then I actually watched one episode of Mr. Robot last night. She's 10 years late, but I liked it. I think I didn't even mean to guess what's a big reveal, but I think I did. It seemed obvious to me, but anyway, spoilers. That was a good show. I'm going to stick with it. And what else? Anything else? Well, I have to watch Love is Blind, but Olympics are taking precedence. Plus, I need to wait for more episodes to come out because I hate when we're just stuck in the pods. I like to get to vacation where everything falls apart and they start really hating each other and then hitting on the other people when they're drunk at the hotel pool. That's the best part of that show. So anyway, we'll get there soon. And I have this pen right here. This is another Reddit thread. Pen Reddit is so deep. I was like, oh, I want a better pen. Let me see what recommendations are on Reddit. Have you been on Pen Reddit? My God. There's a lot of information and people are passionate. Don't even get me started on fountain pen Reddit. I didn't go down that rabbit hole yet. Well, never mind about that. But I did write it down because I bought a bunch from the place in Andersonville. Something with paper in the title. It's a stationery store and it's great. This is the Pentel Energel 07. She's great. Smooth, silky. If you try it and hate it, don't blame me. Just take your feelings out on someone on Reddit. But I loved it. Yeah. So that's what's going on there. What's I going to say? Oh, earlier I was at the grocery store wearing my handmade coat. That's like, I love it. I forget the pattern, but anyways, it's just big yellowy color coat. Have a knit hat on. This jaunty scarf that's like a rainbow of clown colors. And I think nothing of putting stuff like this on and leaving the house, right? So then I'm at the grocery store looking for the white beans and this music's on and it was, what is that song? And then the flowers in the desert in the winter time in a big country dream state. I'm singing like that out loud and this person looks at me and I'm like, oh my God, when I was younger, I didn't think I was gonna become the lady with like the wild frocks singing songs from 40 years ago. Is it 40 years? It probably is. And not caring. But I don't know why I didn't guess that, because if you know me, you're like, of course that was your future. But and then I had the thought and it just made me laugh out loud and I didn't care. So yeah, that's where I'm at in life. Um, so yeah. And the other thing I thought this morning when I woke up, one of my first thoughts was, gosh, you guys, um, I feel like the yellow and large Marge's face might be too light. Like, what if it doesn't pop out? And then I thought, thank God I have these hobbies and I become obsessed with them, because I did not pick up my phone to scroll and see what kind of stupid shit our administration was up to this morning. I mean, if it's important, I'll know. You always know. But I was so concerned with, like, I would have large Marge's face and it's just not clear enough. And then I started thinking, oh, I think I have a tune for that song I started to write. That's a different story. I'm not going to subject you to that. But then I was like, thank God. I'm just thinking about large Marge's face and my little tune that I made up while I was out for a run yesterday. And this is why this craft stuff, it's pretty good. It's pretty life-changing, because then you're not like worrying about, you know, the fall of democracy and the rise of fascism. If you're in Chicago, there's a cool knit night at for the mutual aid in the 19th district this Friday, 7 p.m. at, what is that? It's the uptown coffee shop named Nabala Cafe. So you can fight fascism and do all the things and support your neighbors and also be obsessed with your crafts. And on that note, thanks so much for coming, and I hope to see y'all soon. Have a great week. Bye. Just one thing to add. It's BFL, Blue-Faced Leister. I think I was saying BFK because I was listening to some true crime podcast and they were talking about the BTK killer. And that's not a funny matter, but I was confusing the two and I didn't want to confuse the two, and then I wound up confusing the two. The yarn is BFL. Big fucking Leister, I guess it is. That's probably a sheep. Also, smash that subscribe button, you guys. Okay, bye.